Well, so far 2026 hasn't been a year to write home about. If you live in the UK, you'll know that the weather has been almost uniformly miserable. In fact, I think I read today that Sheffield, the sort of area, well, South Yorkshire where we live, hasn't had any sunshine in February, and it's now the 10th of February.
And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when.
So that's 10 consecutive days without sunshine, and more of the same today. High winds, we've had snow, slush to run in. And personally, I've been carrying a lurgy now for about 6 weeks. Nothing so terrible it stops me running or going to work or doing other normal activities, but it means I can never quite get up to top gear. I was meant to do a 5k race 2 days ago on Saturday. Thought that's not really a good idea. Went to a fast parkrun just to take a swing. That didn't turn out very well. It seems to be I'm alright operating around threshold efforts, but nothing higher. So today's run is 5 miles up that trail. So we're going 2 miles warm up, hopefully 2 miles around marathon effort, 1 mile easy. Then we're going to turn around and come back down 2 miles at 30k effort, 1 mile easy, 1 mile at half marathon effort, pushing the envelope there the way I am at the minute, and then 1 mile recovery back to here, which was briefly the site of a railway station in the 1840s. But let not your hearts be downcast, as somebody once said. Was it Jesus? Was it St. Paul? I'll check. Because during the course of this run and this video, I'm going to take you through 6 things I've done this year to make sure the winter blues haven't overwhelmed my running and led me to tailing off and giving up. So we're setting off on the session now. I've programmed it into my watch because although it's easy mile splits, I like to see numbers coming down. So every time I look, the number I have to do to complete that particular part of the run is smaller and smaller. So yes, the first 6 weeks of 2026 in the UK as we try and ease down under 9-minute miling average. Got the leanings on today, but as you can see in a minute, trails that are normally bone dry have quite a lot of wet patches on them. This is quite extreme for me running this. This is my cross-country season. There we go. Did you enjoy my cross-country season 2026 as we enter the Thurgoland Tunnel? So what are those things we've tried to do to keep 2026 on the rails? Well, the first one is just, well, we say here, keep on keeping on. Keeping up the consistency of training as best I can, despite internal and external challenges. Mile 1, 9:01, just fine, easing into it. Yes, a case of controlling the controllables. I can't control the weather around me. I can't control how I feel internally. I can just control doing what I can do and not stressing about what I can't do currently. It's about having that growth mindset. It's about knowing your why and not letting yourself be overcome by minor temporary setbacks. Achieving 70% of what I wanted to this year is far better than most of the alternatives beneath that. I know I've not lost any fitness during these 6 weeks, I've just not gained it as quickly as I hoped I would do. So there we have the stats for the first 2 mile warm up, 8:52 average, 8:46 effort pace. Right, into 2 miles at marathon effort now. Hopefully around 7:30 going up the trail. So the second thing I've done to try and keep myself going during these difficult winter weeks and months is to do my workouts in different places. Now I have the luxury on Mondays of choosing where I do my workouts. This is on a very familiar piece of trail here, just near where I live, but I have taken the opportunity to go elsewhere around Sheffield to different parks and different places and experience running around the beauty of those areas. So that's helped keep me interested and helped keep my pecker up, as I say, during January and February. 7:29 average for that. Quite tough. I always say that, don't I? But yeah, a little bit congested. It's a mile recovery now. We turn around and try and run a bit quicker, coming back down. So yes, having the distraction and the refreshing element of doing workouts and runs in different places has certainly helped keep things on track this winter. Running about 8:35 pace, this recovery one. Bring up. Just have to pause there. Marathon skills I don't have, number 36. Getting a gel out of my pocket when I've got gloves on. So I'll take the gel, hopefully give us a boost for the faster 3 miles to come. I've just got to go across this crossing to start it. Keep an eye out for traffic. We don't get to turn around before I get to it, which is good. 50 yards to go. Let's go, about 7:10 pace if we can. We're okay so far. So a third thing we've done to try and keep our running peckers up this year, as I have to go through another piece of horrendous mud for me at this old railway crossing. Yeah, the next thing we've done to try and keep motivated is to make sure our parkrun tourism is kept up. Now, we can't always get ourselves out of bed and drive an hour and a half, 2 hours on a cold winter's day, but we have managed to get to a few different places, including most notably Fountains Abbey a couple of weeks ago. 7:3, the first mile there. Cheers. And a nicely done 7:02 average for those 2 miles coming back down, which does equate to about notional 30k effort. 7:02 average, yeah. So 1 mile jog. See if we can manage a sub 7 on the final effort mile, then 1 mile cool down. And the fourth thing we've done to stave off the winter blues is to invest in a little bit more kit. You'll see I'm running in these leaning trainers. We've ordered another pair, and so has Dawn. Quarter of a mile to go, and then one, hopefully, half marathon effort mile. Looking for 6:45 to 6:55, if I can. Countdown. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And another piece of new kit, which I'm not sure if you can see under my hat. Let's go. See you on the other side. I may think that the slightly fuzzy dreamlike effect on camera now is one I've put in to replicate the head spinning at the final part of a session. It does look actually quite appropriate, but no, it is just sweat getting from my hands onto the camera, so I do apologise for that, but you can still see the weasel face full on effort as we go into the last few 100 yards of this repetition. A bit faster than I planned. Well, I planned to go fast, so faster than I expected or hoped, which is good. Just catch my breath and go back. My spider ducts I'm going over now. Pleased with that. The idea now is to check in with coach. I'm planning to do a set session Wednesday on the treadmill, and then see if I can convince him to throw in a cheeky Parkrun tantra on the Saturday. After the last two not going right, I think I need a little bit of a confidence booster. So I've got Bolton 10k in just under 2 weeks. And feeling like I did Saturday, I don't think I do very well at all. But yeah, I need that psychological boost.
Did a new bit of kit I'm really enjoying this year are my open ear clips supplied by Nank. Now, we did get sent these after some very disappointing experiences with a very well-known and very expensive brand. And they're absolutely brilliant at a fraction of the cost of the market leader.
Top quality these, a fraction of the price of well-known, overpriced and unreliable brands.
And the fifth element that has brought joy to our running world in 2026 is seeing the progress many of our coaches are making. We've got people training for big marathons like London and Manchester. We've got people training to improve their 5K times. And we've got a few people training not for any particular goal or target, but just because they like the discipline and accountability of having a coach, of having that feedback and having that regular interaction about their running. So even if our own running might be a little bit hit and miss, stop start, it's great to see other people making massive progress and reporting back how much they're enjoying the training and the fitness gains they are making. On a clear camera, that would say 10 miles at 7:54 pace. And the sixth and final thing we've done to keep running interesting and to look forward to the future is start planning out our racing season. So yeah, Bolton 10K coming up in February, Thirsk 10 in March, and of course the biggie, Dawn taking part in the Manchester Marathon on the 19th of April. And then lots of other races in and around there too. A Yeovilton 5K, a Mid-Cheshire 5K, and hopefully some lovely summer races over 10K. Just realising this is just a transitory moment and good times are just around the corner, as Herbert Hoover promised at the beginning of the Great Depression, so maybe not the best quote to use there. Anyway, you get the drift.
Another great money saving tip from Yorkshire, you can go for these expensive recovery meals, etc., or you can go simple chocolate milk, £1.29 that one.
So I hope you've enjoyed joining me on this session and seeing how we're coming up with some ideas of beating the winter blues. Let us know how you've been trying to address this winter if you are UK based. If you're not UK based, I sincerely hope the weather's been better where you are than it has around us. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.